The numbers are staggering with regard to Tommy John surgery and to pitching. Major League Baseball is spending $1.7 billion on pitching. And despite the most precautions in the history of the game is being altered by this tsunami of injuries. It's in crisis. I've been saying this is our concussions, Dr. Ahmad.
Yeah, it's the biggest problem that we're dealing with in baseball. And I had the fortune of having Dr. Job teach me how to do the operation, and there's something that's special, there's something that's sensational about this operation, but what's really frustrating and discouraging is about how it is becoming so common, and especially in the young kids. The kids are growing this problem faster than anybody else, so the attention is to the professional athletes. 2014, big spike in Tommy John surgery. Bud Selig creates a task force. During that time where the spike is increasing in the professional athletes, the actual fastest growing group that is needing the surgery is the 17 and 18-year-old. They're growing faster than anybody else. And we talked about specialization, year-round baseball, throwing hard, max effort. There's something that goes along with that. That is the professionalism that's happening at an early age. The professional athlete now, let's just say in any organization, has their manager, general manager, their pitching coach, an athletic trainer, a physical therapist, a chiropractor, a masseuse, an agent, and the list goes on and on. Nutritionist, sleep person. The young athletes have the same thing now. 13-year-olds have their own strength and conditioning coaches, multiple pitching coaches. Their professionalism at a young age is different than, of course, what it was like a generation ago. So that's leading to this dream of, I need to be performing at the highest level. And we mentioned it, but just to say it again, when I go through the draft, part of my responsibility is to look at all our potential picks and assess them for risk of a pick that may get injured in the future. And 8 years ago, 9 years ago when I first started, high school kids look great. Great x-rays, great MRIs. A lot of them didn't have MRIs. Every kid now in the draft who's 18 years old has an MRI scan of his back, of his shoulder, and his elbow. They've all had back injuries, and their elbows look like they're 30-year-old free agents. So it's changing. Every year there's an environment of, there's just a challenge on how to get risk assessed in these young kids. I'm going to tell one story about Dr. Job. So when I wanted to learn this operation, it's an amazing operation, and last Friday I did 3 of them, a high school kid, a college kid, and a gentleman who got released from a professional organization. And when I first learned this operation, I went specifically out to LA to the inventor. I spent a year with him, and I was so excited about the opportunity to sit down with him across a table with the arm in front of us and get going to work and learn how to do it. And this is in 2001, so he had about 25 years of experience. So he sits down in the other side of the table and he says to me, looks me in the eye and says, I've done so many of these things, let's make this one interesting. I'm going to do it lefty. So he grabs the scalpel with his left hand and he starts cutting lefty, and everybody is amazed. I'm more amazed than anybody else, but the joke is he is left-handed.
You had me good time right there. Wow.